Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Scott Sports 101 Monday Night Football post-game show. Well, we all were hoping for 2-0, but the Browns fall short. They lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers 26 to 22. Uh, and TJ Watt gave the Steelers life last night. The Browns offensive line looked weak. TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith knew what was coming. Maybe the Cleveland Browns should have too. It's the same thing that always seems to be coming when they visit Pittsburgh in the regular season. And I was hoping we'd beat them and go to 2-0, but that was not the case. A loss, and this one painful in multiple ways. The Steelers' star linebackers combined for scooping a score midway through the fourth quarter to pull out an improbable 26 to 22 victory on Monday night. The Steelers extended their regular season home winning streak against the AFC North rivals to 20 and counting, in a victory overshadowed by a serious left knee injury to Cleveland star running back Nick Chubb. And he is out for the rest of the season. I'll have more on that in a minute. The four-time Pro Bowler's sixth NFL season ended two plays into the second quarter after the knee bent awkwardly when he was hit low by the Steelers safety Minkah Fitzpatrick. He went to the hospital as a precaution before returning to Cleveland. Um, uh, I'm sorry for my technical problems here, but he did go to the hospital. I'm sorry for this. Uh, I'm sorry about this. And assistant of both season and the two plays into the second quarter, as I mentioned, the knee bent awkwardly when he was hit low by Steelers safety Minkah Fitzpatrick. He went to the hospital as a precaution before returning to Cleveland. We feel for Nick as a person, Browns coach Kevin Stefanski said. He's a great player, as as we know, an even better person. We will support him every step of the way, even with their leader sidelined. The Browns were protecting a 3-point lead and facing a second and 9 at their own 20 with 7:06 left remaining when Wyatt and Highsmith went to work. The two longtime teammates sensed the play action pass was coming, so they widened their stints a little bit in an effort to score. I do apologize for these technical problems here. I am so sorry about this. Uh, and uh, and and the two all-time teammates sensed the play action pass was coming, so they widened their stance a little bit in an effort to get a better uh, attack angle off the edge besides score. Highsmith, who began the night with a 30-yard pick six on the first offensive snap, blew past the Browns' left tackle Jedrick Wills and chopped the ball out of Deshaun Watson's hands as the Cleveland quarterback ran to his right. The Browns' fourth and final turnover ended up in the hands of Wyatt, who ran untouched across the goal line before high stepping in celebration. Splash, Wyatt said. Uh, I think that's what we talk about, and it's creating a splash as a defense. And the Browns went splat as and an annual event for Pittsburgh for 2 decades, save for a breathtaking upset in the first round of the 2020 playoffs. Cleveland hoped that victory would serve as a start of something. Instead, it's been more of the same. The Browns have failed to reach the postseason in each of the last two years and now must find a way forward without one of their unquestioned leaders. Jerome Ford, Trevor's replacement, ran for 106 yards and caught a 3-yard touchdown, but Cleveland's miscues cost it and a chance to win at Pittsburgh in the regular season for the first time in 20 years since 2003. Watson completed 22 of 40 for 235 yards with a touchdown and an interception. He was also flagged twice for an unsportsmanlike conduct, grabbing the face mask of a Steeler while running. The penalties cut a pair of promising drives short. The Browns were penalized 8 times for 81 yards and turned it over 4 times, 2 of which ended in a member of one of the best edge rushers tandems in NFL celebrating in the end zone. The Steelers avoided their first 0-2 start since 2019, even though their offense continued to sputter. Kenny Pickett connected 15 of 30 passes for 222 yards, and a third of them coming on a 71-yard catch and run by touchdown George Pickens in the second quarter that briefly brought the Askew Stadium crowd to life. Cleveland still appeared to be in good position when Ford raced for 69 yards to set up a 1-yard drive by Pierre Strong and put down the Browns ahead 20-19 midway through the third quarter. Pittsburgh offense did next to nothing for most of the second half, leading to chants from the crowd to fire coordinator Matt Canada. Highsmith's bull rush off the edge, Wyatt's scoop and score bailed the Steelers out, making them the second team since 1991 to win a game they were trailing in the fourth quarter despite having negative yardage in the quarter. We're not going to apologize for winning, Pittsburgh coach Mike Tomlin said. Maybe there is plenty to work on. The Steelers needed multiple defensive touchdowns, the first time they've done in a game since a 23-7 win over Tennessee in 2010 to survive. That's not repeatable on a weekly basis. And Pittsburgh, we'll worry about that later. Monday was about finding a way, the way the Steelers always seem to find a way at home when the Browns are on the other side of the field. It's special coming out just having the performance we did, Highsmith said, but we were far from perfect. We need to be much better. So, now, Browns defensive end Zadarius Smith exited in the third quarter with an undisclosed injury. Quarterback Greg Newsome injured his right elbow in the third quarter. Steelers wide receiver Gunnar Olszewski went into the concussion protocol in the first half and did not return. Fitzpatrick left in the third quarter with a chest injury, and inside linebacker Brandon Roberts exited in the third quarter with a neck injury. The Browns host Tennessee, and that is at Tennessee, and we have to win that game, boys. We got to go to 2-1. We cannot fall to 1-2. Move forward. Offensive line, look at your mistakes. All you guys, look at your mistakes, study them, correct them. Because we are not losing this game Sunday. We need to win. You be ready to play. Even though you don't have Nick Chubb, you got to win without him. Jerome Ford is good. He's all right. He'll pick up the slack. We got other players that can step it up as well, but you need to win this one, boys. And the Steelers are at the Raiders next Sunday. They were trying to beat the Raiders on the road for the first time since 95. And I got to unfortunately, give the game balls to the Steelers. Kenny Pickett, 16 of 30, appears in attempts, 122 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I think it's Najee Harris, 10 attempts, 43 yards. And George Pickens, 4 receptions, 127 yards, 1 touchdown. And I wanted to give him the game balls to the Browns so bad, but I cannot. So, because they did not win. So, but we will need to beat Tennessee next week. And as I mentioned, uh, Nick Chubb suffered another serious setback, giving the Browns a 4-time Pro Bowl running back sustained what was later confirmed to be a season-ending knee injury during the second quarter of Monday night's 22-26 loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Chubb was carted off the field and quickly ruled out for the remainder of the contest after taking a hit from safety Minkah Fitzpatrick, as I mentioned when I was recapping the game. Chubb immediately grabbed his knee, and after the 5-yard run, and remained on the ground for after the play, and remained on the ground after the play, in which ESPN officials refused to show a replay of given the injury. And it was good they did that. Grisly nature and players from both teams gathered around him before he was taken off. Steeler fans chanted Chubb's name as the ball carrier was taken off the field. Chubb had 64 yards on 10 carries before exiting. And we will be without him for the rest of the season. And Browns coach Kevin Stefanski confirmed Tuesday that Nick Chubb would miss the remainder of the season with a knee injury, although he would not reveal specific details of the diagnosis. I think it's one of these things, really, with surgery, you get better, you get a better story on what it was. Stefanski said Tuesday, disappointed. I can't say it enough. I know our team feels this way, and I know our fans feel that way. And I know Nick, when you guys get to talk to him, will say the same thing. But we've got to move on, and we've got a big one this week. We'll miss Nick, okay, and we'll support Nick, but we're moving on to Tennessee. Chubb was taken to a local hospital, but headed back to Cleveland after being released, Stefanski said on Monday. Brown star defensive again, Myles Garrett was frank in his assessment of what Chubb's loss meant for the team. It's expected, and it hurts. Garrett said in his post-game news conference, "That's our brother. That's my brother. It's a blow for the whole team, and we don't want his injury to be in vain. We have got to push on." It's Monday night's injury came nearly 8 years after Chubb suffered a gruesome injury to the same left knee as a sophomore at the University of Georgia. On October 10th, 2015, Chubb was hurt on the first offensive play of the Bulldogs game against the University of Tennessee. The diagnosis, dislocated knee, 3 turn ligaments, uh, uh, posterior circulate ligament, uh, cruciate ligament, medical collateral and literal collateral and cartilage damage. I remember how it felt when it happened, Chubb said in the 2016 ESPN story about the injury. There was a tingling feeling in my leg. My body went forward and my leg went backward. I knew something was wrong. And after extensive rehab, however, Chubb returned for the next season and rushed for 1,130 yards and 5 touchdowns. He bested three. He bested those figures as a senior, running 1,343 yards and 15 touchdowns, as Georgia won the Southwestern Conference, but fell to Alabama in overtime, the national championship game, before becoming a second round pick of the Browns in 2018. In the 2018 NFL draft, Malcolm Gladwell wrote about Outlet as former Georgia director in all sports medicine. Ron Curison told ESPN in 2016. Nick uh, is an uh, outlier. He is generically guilted Guilford. He has a tremendous work ethic, and he is mentally tough as anyone I've ever seen. I am not surprised he is back. Chubb also sprained his MCL in his right knee in 2020 and missed 4 games while on injured reserve. And as soon as Chubb went down, inactive former NFL players voiced their support in the Browns running back for the Browns running back, as they wrote messages on X, formerly Twitter. I know a lot of fans are sick to their stomach about it, but we've got to move on, fans, and we will beat Tennessee. We're going to beat them because we have got to go to 2-1. We have got to go to, and we cannot go to 1-2. And they will take on the Tennessee Titans. And we will take on the Tennessee Titans here at home at Cleveland Browns Stadium, and the kickoff is Sunday at 1 p.m. on CBS 19. And in the other game last night, I'll briefly touch on that one. The New Orleans Saints beat the Carolina Panthers in the early Monday night game, and that was 20-17 at Bank of America Stadium in Carolina. And I got to give the game balls to the Saints. Derek Carr, 21 of 20, 36, 200 carries and attempts, 228 yards, one interception. Tony Jones, 12 attempts, 34 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Chris Olave, 6 receptions, 86 yards. And the Saints it was tied at 13 for a while. The Saints led it, then it was tied at 13, and it was it was their and in that fourth quarter, that's when it became a game in the fourth quarter, and that's when it became the Saints game, and they got the win. So this was and the Panthers had a chance. And the Panthers had a chance, but they just could not take advantage of it. They just could not. So, and we're just having some technical problems here, and I do apologize. And we'll have 2 Monday night games again next Monday night. And it will be the Eagles at the Bucks, and the Eagles and Bucks, and the Rams and the Eagles and Bucks at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, and the Rams at the Bengals at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. And Thursday Night Football will be the Giants and the 49ers. And so that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of the Scout Sports 101 Monday Night Football post-game show. I'll be back with the Thursday Night Football pregame show on Thursday. But until then, Always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.